without further ado, let's get into the debate. So, guys, y'all watched the debate. Y'all seen the debate. Who was, and then no bias allowed. Who was the clear cut winner in that debate?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I hate that's win lose, right? There was no loser, I'm gonna say. I don't think that there was a loser, but I think that Kamala did have an upper hand in this one. For one, I'm just gonna be a girl and say that her makeup game was on point, hair game was on point.
Yeah.
She looked really good, not gonna lie. And she actually was speaking. She was speaking really well. Like she had speech kind of practice or something like that, because she was just not giving us word salad. She wasn't giving us the unburdened by what can be or cannot be. I was really shocked. Like she was looking good up there. So it's like, if you were somebody that doesn't, really listen to politics, and this is the only thing that you're looking at, or you're only watching the highlights, you're gonna be like, wow, yeah, she won that. She definitely beat Trump. But I mean, when it comes to Trump, I just feel like he didn't come as strong as we needed him to be. You know what I mean? But I also don't think that he lost. I don't think it was like a straight up L, like Biden had took in the last debate. But he definitely wasn't on par.
No, I agree with you. Chris, what you got?
Yeah, no, I agree with Talaya a lot in terms of the preparation of the debate and how each candidate was prepped. I think it was clear that, when it came to a lot of the stuff that Trump said, I think a lot of that was I think she predicted a lot of what he was going to say, and so she was able to maneuver it and keep her like cool, calm, like almost like not sarcastic, but like almost like a condescending demeanor towards him the entire night, because nothing that he said was a bit of a surprise or a curveball for her. So I think she performed well in terms of the debate, in terms of how she articulated herself, the rebuttals that she had for Trump, or some of the digs that she had to return to Trump whenever he would take a dig. And it's, for me, with Trump, it was a lot of the same things that I know the episode didn't come out, unfortunately, that we did, but it was a lot of the things that we talked about previously for me, where he answers questions without answering questions. And so, like, as a person who wants to know a little bit more, that can be frustrating at times, because instead of, like, kind of giving me what I want to hear from him as a candidate, and as somebody who I'm curious to know where he stands on certain issues, at times he just gets distracted, and you kind of see that throughout the debate at times.
Yeah.
But I don't think he performed terribly either. Like,
I can agree with both your sentiments. I think that with Trump, he just didn't harbor on the fact that she's been in office 3.5 years. You need to tackle that. Okay, immigration, you didn't do well on that. And economy is trash. You need to keep harboring on that every time. And Kamala was doing things, and I credit her tactics, giving him snarky looks, looking at him like, you don't know what you're talking about, like baiting him each time, and Trump was falling for it. Like, there was a question about economy and taxes and things like that. Kamala just danced around it. She like literally did one of these. She did one of those.
Right, when she went out talking about, I grew up in a middle class family.
Yeah, you didn't answer a thing.
Right.
So it was things like that where, all right, Trump, she didn't answer it. Attack him. And then it was the thing about, when he's at his rallies, he rambles. And then Trump takes the bait and then goes, oh, no, my rallies are the best. We know. We all know that. We don't need to hear it. You need to lock in on targeting the percentage of voters that don't know who they're going to vote for. Those independents, those progressive Republicans, those conservative Democrats, the one that's leaning each side. You need to target that base, because that's the one that's going to matter, not the core base. Republicans are going to vote for you because they're Republicans. That's just what's going to happen. But that core base, those 7 states, you need to target that. And I just don't think Trump did that. Now, to Kamala's credit, I think she rehearsed greatly. I think that she had a lot of time to prepare. She practiced. Maybe somebody was pretending to be Trump when she was doing a little mock debate. Whatever.
Literally, that had to happen behind the scenes.
she did well. It wasn't like Talaya said. It wasn't no word salad. It wasn't saying things that didn't make any sense. But I will say she danced around a lot of questions. She wasn't fact checked enough. Trump was fact checked on everything he said. She wasn't fact checked on anything. The only
at
thing
all.
I can say concretely that they checked her on was her policy changes. That's the only thing I can see where they gave her a hard question about why you didn't do what was wrong with your policy change. Then she gave the answer about, well, look, I come from a strong household. Like, well, that has nothing to do with why you changed
But
your
I
policy.
will say, not to interject, I will say that's on Trump as well. Because at any point, if there's a mistruth that's being told by the other candidate, she was quick to hop on him whenever he told a mistruth or whenever there was something to be contested as far as whether it was valid or not.
No, no, no.
Vice versa, he wasn't challenging her. He didn't give her much pushback in terms of anything that she was relaying.
Well, I think because of the whole thing of the mics being cut off, not being able to speak. If you were gonna say
But you could
something, right?
hear them, like you could
But
hear
hold on,
them.
but hold on, but hold on. But we can also go back to the lie that Kamala told, which is a straight up lie. You can Google it about Trump having anything to do with Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation.
Right. Like I
He
thought
has
that was
no
debunked already. Like,
he has no inkling to it. He has, and the same thing with the bloodbath remark that she made. That was taken out of context and it wasn't true. They didn't fact check her on those things. They know it's not true. The founder of the Heritage Foundation
But
literally
Trump
said
fact checked her. That's my point. Is Trump said, "I have no
the
affiliations
moderator's
of
job. That's
Project
the moderator's job.
2025."
That's
I'm
the
just saying,
moderator's
if
job.
you know it's not true, or if you know something
He
that's
said that.
being
I have no. I
no,
have
no,
no.
no, and I'm agreeing with that point
Right.
in terms of when she brought up Project 2025, he made sure to communicate that I have no affiliations to that.
Right.
So vice versa, when there is other things that are being said that you know are not factually true, you have the opportunity to rebut those things or to challenge those things in that
Right.
moment, and he failed to do so when it came to other key issues. Is my point.
Right. But what I'm saying to you is, if the moderators are fact checking things that he's saying, they were not fact checking things that
No,
Kamala was
I
saying
can't. I'm not
right.
at that time
disagreeing
and
with
point.
that. I'm not
So
disagreeing with
so
that.
if we're gonna hold a standard, if the standard is I'm gonna fact check everything you say, then it has to go both ways, the Republican side and the Democrat side. It can't be, oh well, oh that was debunked, that was fraudulent, President Trump, you shouldn't have said that. And then Kamala says something crazy, and it's okay, keep going. I was like, what are you talking about?
Right. It would definitely be nice if the moderators were more unbiased on both sides. Like if you just
Right,
had somebody like independent, like an independent person or something like that to be a moderator, it'd be better because it did feel like, they were being more biased towards it was more advantageous for Harris rather than Trump. So
yeah. I mean, and
the
you
way
and
that they
no
were saying
everybody,
the questions.
yeah, and everybody can see that. Like nobody that's blind can see. Like, oh my God, she said all these things. I know everything she's saying is not 100% true. She didn't get fact checked on a lot of things that she said. And then people came back, did videos and said, well, most of the things that she said were incorrect or maybe said
So
or
different.
elaborated to a certain point. But you can't get that back now. It's already in history now. The history is what's written now is Harris won that debate. Everybody knows that. Even me, a Trump supporter, I can say she won that debate. And I think I told somebody this before. Like the other day, I said, if Kamala wasn't the vice president for the past 3.5 years, she's winning automatic. If I never knew she was vice president, she's winning. But
Valid.
because she is vice president, she was in office for 3.5 years, I can't negate that. I can't say I'm gonna forget this. And then you're talking about we want to go forward. Yeah, I know you want to go forward because your last 3 years was atrocious. There's nothing good you can say that came out of these 3.5 years. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Right.
We're in two proxy wars that we shouldn't be in because of you.
Facts.
You guys
Yeah,
want to be in
but
proxy wars?
even when Trump discusses his his plans for ending the war, does that sound realistic? Does his plan to end that war genuinely sound like something that's real and that's something that would actually happen in terms of him just getting on the phone and telling them to stop and it being over?
So
Like,
so
come
okay,
on,
I'm
come
gonna say
on.
this and I'm gonna let Talaya because I know she got something she want to say. Um, so with what Trump said, right?
Hmm.
This is the same when Tucker Carlson sat down with Putin and had the interview. Tucker Carlson asked him, "When's the last time you spoke to Biden?" He literally said, "I don't remember. I don't remember talking to him for a long time." right? How are you going to build rapport with another world leader if you guys don't communicate, if you don't talk to them? Even if that person is not an ally and that person is another world power, there's a respect there. So you're telling me you're going to go your whole 4 years and not speak to other world powers like North Korea, like Iran, like Russia, like China? You're not going to speak to them. You're just going to let them do whatever they want? And Trump saying, I'm going to get them on the phone. I'm going to do this. What do you mean that's not real? That's 100% realistic. You can call them, make a meeting, get them on the phone. Putin can't leave Russia because he's an international war criminal from the world courts. He can't leave Russia, so you got to go to him, or you got to have something in the meeting where he's not going to be extradited to be charged with whatever. But needless to say, that's possible. That's plausible. I haven't seen anything that they said they were going to do. All I've seen them do is give money to Ukraine. Give money to Ukraine. Give money to Ukraine. But go ahead, Talaya.
Oh no, I was definitely gonna say I agree. Like when the way he was making it seem is that all it is gonna be a simple phone call or a text on the phone. Hey, you guys stop. But I'm sure that they would have some type of sit down or come to some kind of agreement. There'd be I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like something would come of it. I just don't think that he delivered that answer. Good enough for the people who are either on the borderline or people who are not MAGA Trump, hat wearers.
Absolutely,
That didn't really convince us at all.
Absolutely, and I think I will say like if we speak it in terms of football, it's literally like you're facing a team that you think is the underdog that you're gonna just demolish. That's what Trump came to. That's literally how he came prepared.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna go by the strength of my team.
Right.
We're gonna win this game, and then you come to find out, oh snap, they throwing the ball. Oh snap, they got a running back that can run nice. Oh snap, they doing passes, they doing trick plays.
Literally, and he mentioned that they got nuclear weapons, so it's like, what makes you think that you just placing a phone call or you just even a sit down? What makes you think that you have so much pull over these other world powers that they're just going to bend to what you tell them to do?
Because he's had conversations with them in the past, though. That's the only.
Yeah, but at this point, they're already at war, and based on the way Putin described that war, it's not as simple as just getting on the phone and being told by Donald Trump to stop, and I'm going to stop.
No, of course not. I mean, if that was that easy, anybody.
But that's what he said. That's what he said.
He's saying he can have the war ended in his first
before he's in office. Before he's in office,
right,
he said as president-elect, he'll have that war ended because he's just going to get on the phone.
Same thing with Talaya.
It's not happening like that.
Same thing what Talaya just said. He'll say things where if you're not a Trump supporter or whatever the case, but you might think like, well, no, that can't happen. That can't done the third. But you don't know. He may leave things out. He may say, okay, within 24 hours. But what does that 24 hours really mean? Is he going to fly to Russia? Is he going to have a meeting place? He's not filling in all the blanks, which is bad. It's horrible. It's bad communication. I agree with you. I think he should have done better with thorough communication when he was saying how he's going to do these things. Okay, you're going to meet with Putin. Well, you're going to answer and cancel it within 24 hours. How is that going to take place? What are you going to do? And I think the lack of explanation leaves a hole where it's like, well, he didn't really. He said 2 hours. That it's like the person that says, oh, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It's going to be the best thing ever. And then it's like, well, how are you going to accomplish it? I don't know. It's just going to happen.
Right.
I mean, if you don't know that person, then you might think like...
That's like asking me to blindly just follow and trust you.
Right, and that's his fault. That I agree with you. That is Trump's fault. He's not good at explaining in detail how he's going to do things. And I didn't really hear what Kamala was going to do on that action. She didn't really explain in detail how she was going to end this war.
Honestly, low key, both of their questions, like they were both avoiding questions. They were walking around questions or blaming each other and each other's party. And it's just like instead of attacking each other for like for the question that's being asked, they should have just gave a simple, straightforward answer that would have been super duper cool. But they were both like saying, "Oh well, they did this and they did that," and it's like, how about just say what you would do in the situation or how you'd fix things? That would have been more beneficial
100%.
on both sides, honestly.